Here I have my little black cat baby Radium today because it's spooky season and he's my little spooky boy. He's perfect. It's finally October, it is spooky season, and so I decided to color my sister's hair using the Pulp Riot Raven collection, since it's kind of like an October-y, Halloween-y kind of series. They have like 5 or 6 different colors that are all very like smoky, and like they have really cool packaging. And so I decided to use every single one of those colors on my sister's hair. She already had previously had orange hair with a hidden rainbow panel in the center. I actually did record that. She did not have to bleach her hair, color remove, or do any of that for this hair color. I just applied it straight over top of what she had. And if you want to check out my makeup, I'll have it on my Instagram, as well as like a ton of pictures that I did of my sister's hair and my brother's hair. We did like a little photo shoot because we always do it and it's really fun. I did my brother's hair as like holographic prismatic hair like 2 weeks ago, and I have a video on that. I can link it up above. But yeah, you can definitely check out pictures of all of that on my Instagram as well. It's just at KittenKolors, the exact same as my YouTube name. So yeah, without further ado, I will just play the video so you guys can see how I did her hair. Alright, so here you can see this is my sister's hair before. She has some leftover orange and green and kind of bluish colors in the center, and her roots have grown out about 1 inch. So yeah, this is the starting point, and I am not going to bleach anything. I am only going to use these colors over top of what she already has. So I'm going to use a dark blue, a black, an orangey pink, an orange, 2 greens, a dark red, an orangey red, and then a smoky purple and a bolder purple. And what I'm going to start off doing is sectioning out some pieces on the bottom of her hair, just so that like the hidden part, the little panel that we have, isn't just all of the underside. So I'm going to leave some of the bottom hair out, and then I'm going to section out the top of the hair that is kind of like a veil that lays over the colors underneath. I'm going to section out that top section. And so once all of the sections are put up, I should have 3 of them. And then I'm going to start off with my lowest section. I'm just going to mix Nemesis and Nior, so dark blue and black. It looks just like a black mixture, but once it's rinsed out, you can see a tinge of blue. And then for my orange color, I am mixing this very pink toned orange with a brighter orange. And I'm going to just start by applying this black color all over her roots, making sure I cover up all of her roots, and then blending it a little bit down past where her roots have grown out. That way it just blends better into the orange. And once I lay down the orange, I'm just going to lay it. I'm not going to go all the way up to where the black is. I'm going to leave a little gap, like a centimeter or 2 of space in between the black color and the orange color, and then I'm just going to use my finger to blend those colors together in the middle to get a more even, seamless blend. And now I'm going into the middle section where I'm going to be doing all of the colors. So my first color is going to be red, and I'm going to do it in a pattern of red, then purple, then blue, then green, then blue, then purple, then red. So I'm going to have 2 red panels on the outside, then 2 purple going in, then 2 blue going in, and then just 1 green panel in the center. And the red color that I used was Countess mixed with Fireball, so it's more of a pinky red mixed with an orangey red. And I'm just going to go back in and do the same technique I did with the lower panel. I'm going to cover the roots in this black color, and then go in with the mids and ends using a red color and leaving a centimeter in between where I can just blend the 2 colors together using my fingers. And the most important part of the whole process is sectioning. So I am using mesh sheets. You can use foil, plastic wrap, anything. And what you're going to want to do is just keep the hair, the different colors, as separate as you can. So every single time I put a mesh sheet down, then I put the hair, then I put a mesh sheet, then I put another mesh sheet for the next section, then I put down the hair, just to make sure that there's no way they can overlap. So here I am going in with the purple. I've done the roots. Now I'm doing the mids and ends purple, leaving out a middle section. That way I can blend that with my fingers. And you can drag the black down a little bit. You want to kind of almost ombre this. I mean, you don't want it to be half and half, but you do want to make sure that you have a really good blend. You don't want like a harsh line. And then I'm moving on to my blue section, which is just Nemesis by itself. Some comparable colors to the ones that I'm using. For red, you can use Rock Lobster by Good Day Young or Valentine by Lime Crime, and those are both really good reds. For purple, you can use Ginie by Lime Crime, and that's a pretty good purple color. Pretty much every other brand of purple that I've used, the purple washes out immediately. A good green color is Kowabunga by Good Day Young, and a good orange color is Riot by Good Day Young. It's Hayley Williams' signature orange color from her Riot album. The thing about black hair dye, you want to be really careful with it. Is why I mixed this one with blue, is because they're never truly black. They have a base color of something, so it might be a really, really dark purple or a really, really dark blue. And if that's not like the color you want it to fade out to, then you need to mix something in with it. Like if you want to make it a more truer black and it has a blue base, then consider mixing a little bit of orange with it, because orange and blue turn into brown. So it will give it more of a true black color if it has a brown base rather than a blue base. Or if it's purple, try mixing a little bit of yellow. That can always help. And you can take really any of these colors, just like a plain blue or a plain purple, something like that, and smoke it out. I would prefer to use gray rather than black. You can always mix in black hair dye to deepen a color, but if you just want to smoke a color out, make it like a little grungier and stuff, instead of using a black color, I would use a gray color. Brands also have something like a kind of mixer. I know Lime Crimes is on mute, and they kind of just, mute out a color. And something that helps when you rinse this out to keep the colors from merging together is, one, let it sit in your hair for a really long time. Really give your hair time to grasp onto that color. That way it's less likely to get stained when you're rinsing it out, like the black running over the orange. It might make the orange color a little different, so make sure you let the hair dye sit in a really long time. And then another thing I do just right away to keep the colors from mixing is, in between every single panel of color, I am wiping my hands off with a paper towel, because when I smudge it, I get black all over my gloves, and I don't want to, when I go in and paint on the orange, get black mixed in with it. So every single time I go in to do the orange, I make sure that my gloves are completely cleaned off. Another thing that you can do is, when you rinse your hair, I always have to rinse people's hair in a sink. I don't have a shampoo bowl or anything like that. So when I'm rinsing hair in a sink, what I tend to do is have my sister lean forward over the sink. So her head is in the sink and her face is looking down at the drain of the sink. And then I'm lucky enough to have a detachable faucet type thing, a detachable sink head. So I detach that and I hold the orange hair color, the ends, I hold that in my other hand, and I spray the water at a downward angle over the black. So it should be going straight down. So the black dye shouldn't have a chance to drip over the orange dye. I'm kind of holding her hair upwards at an angle so that the water isn't running down over the orange. If anything, the orange is running down over the black color, and that will preserve anything from getting stained by the black hair dye. And I did this with every single section, but I find that this is the best way to get the hair color out without messing up any of the other colors that you have put in. And if you do want to make colors last even longer, you can try blow drying your hair while the color is still in it before you rinse it out, just applying heat for about 5 minutes, and that will really make sure that the color is locked in. And now I'm going into her last section, this top section of her hair, and it is going to be the veil that covers up the hidden colors underneath. And so I am just Doing the same exact technique, I am going into her roots and covering them in black, dragging the black down a little bit, and then going over with my orange color mixture on the mids and ends, again leaving a gap in between so I can smudge them together. And then when you do rinse, you want to use ice cold water. Don't bother shampooing or conditioning. This is conditioner based dye. Almost all semi-permanent dyes are, so you don't need to condition. Just every time you wash your hair in the future, make sure you're using cold water again to prevent the hair colors from mixing, and using a sulfate free color safe shampoo and a really good conditioner, since if your hair is this light, it's probably pretty damaged. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I did to color her hair. Again, I used the Pulp Riot Raven collection, but I did give some recommendations on some comparable colors that anyone else could use if they don't have a license or aren't in cosmetology school. And if you guys do want to check out how I actually did put the hidden rainbow panel in her hair that I colored over, I'm working on editing that video. I already have it recorded, so I should have it posted within a couple days. That way you can see how I even got that little rainbow panel there in the first place. So sorry I couldn't upload that sooner. And if you do like my brother's hair, he was like my little assistant in the video. He's so helpful. I did make a video on how to do his hair. It's a holographic prismatic hair that I linked in the beginning of the video, and I can also put it down in the description box. But yeah, if you want to check out pretty much anyone in my family's hair, I do it all the time, and I post on here as often as I can, or you can also check out my Instagram. So yeah, that's all. I hope I was able to help someone, and have a nice day. Bye!